Welcome back, friends. All right, so last week, actually, we have taken two very small sessions, if you remember. It was like for 30, 35 minutes each session. So overall, we have taken some very basic things, actually. Okay, so today, officially, let us count this as our first session in our Linux server administration journey. Done. So whatever I have done, I'll just go through, the previous two sessions briefly, then we'll just go with our new topics today. Okay, friends. So from today, hopefully no looking back. We'll just try to see like what is Linux server administration from very basics, and let's see how far we can go in the administration part. Okay. Now, what we have done before, let me just go through all these things. See, when we talk about this server administration, we know this very well. There are two servers which covers nearly 95 to 97% of servers across the globe. One is your Windows server, and the other one is your Linux server, right? These are the two servers what we have in majority of servers. Majority in the sense 95 to 98% servers across the globe, they use Windows or Linux. All right. Now, who should learn Linux administration actually? First of all, is there any, prerequisites to learn Linux administration? Answer is no. If you know how to use a computer, that's more than enough, my friend. If you have an internet connection and if you know how to use a computer, you're at the right place. We'll just start everything from very basic. Whatever prerequisites we need, we'll just try to cover everything. So before today, if you have any knowledge about Linux or Windows or network or any other things, well and good. But if today is the first session of your life, let us say you started learning today anything in the IT field, so no issues. This is the first day. You're at the right place. You can learn everything from very basics and you can go up to the advanced level. So as of now, I can say there are no prerequisites actually to learn the Linux server administration. This is clear, right? Now, who should learn this Linux administration? That is a big question. Okay, there is a question here from one of our friends. So let me just, introduce myself. I think I have already done this before, but let me just write it down again. I'm Shakeel here, friends. Shakeel Aman. All right. I have overall 14 plus years of experience in this IT industry. Okay. I started my career as the Windows Server administrator and the network administrator. When you talk about networking, you should know CCNA, CCNP. These are some of the courses actually, right? With this, Linux server administration. This is my initial part of my career. 2009, 2010, actually, I was somewhere here. Okay. Then, technologies have changed. You just need to upgrade yourself. You need to update yourself. You just need to adapt to the new technologies. So new technologies came with the name virtualization, or there is something called security, that is firewalls and all the other things. And for last 6, 7 years, actually, I'm on majorly on cloud computing. So this is my experience side. This is my experience in last 14 years. Okay, started as a Windows and network administrator with the Linux administration. Virtualization is indeed the major backbone of our cloud computing. Okay, so till today, virtualization is used in our local area networks, and without virtualization, there is no cloud computing. Then obviously security is there. And the best thing for me, what happens actually is in cloud computing, Windows servers, networking, Linux server, virtualization, security. All these things are again repeated in cloud. Cloud is something that is, having all these previous technologies. All right, so this is me. All right, fine. So let us go back to the session and let us see like what are the prerequisites and who can learn. So prerequisites, like I said there are no prerequisites here. You can simply go there and learn everything from very basics. Okay, and who should learn this cloud compute, or who should learn this Linux administration? This is a second major question, my friend. So let me just try to highlight like who are eligible or who should learn this. First of all, let's say you want to become a server administrator. This is a place where you need to start learning everything about servers and everything. Suppose you want to go into like security. Security can be, let's say, cyber security or firewall security, ethical hacking, anything. You should learn this. If you're interested in cloud computing, you should learn this Linux administration. Let's say you're interested in DevOps, you should learn this Linux administration. If you're into like say programming, you should learn this Linux administration. Server administration, network administration, security, cloud computing, DevOps, programming. Let me just add one more thing here. Let's say cyber security. Everyone should know the Linux administration, my friend. And I think everyone who is here in this particular session as of now, maybe you're dreaming to become one of these things, right? Whatever I have written here, maybe someone is interested in cloud computing, someone is planning to go with some programming, someone is planning to go with the cyber security, someone is interested in DevOps and all the other things. So literally every person should learn the cloud computing concept, my friend. There is no if and sorry, every person should learn the Linux administration concept. There is no if and but here. You have to learn it. All right. Yes, Gulshan Kumar, any question from your side? Can we do one thing, please? Whenever you have any question, can you please send the question in chat box, because we have just started the session. And at the end of the session, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me directly by unmuting yourself. But at least in the middle of the session, can you please, send me messages in the chat box, because we are recording every session, not only today's session. Till the end of the course, we will record each and every session, and we will share all the sessions with you. All right, done. Okay, there is one more question coming here. Once completed, can you provide the certificate, or will you provide the certificate? Obviously, we'll provide you the certificate. The training certificate will be provided to you, my friend. All right. Yes, Gulshan, please go ahead quickly if there is anything you want to ask. Okay, there is a question here like, okay, fine, fine, fine. This is 9 version only, Gulshan. This is 9 version only. In 9 version, actually, we are learning 9.4 version. This is 9, and in 9, like I said, you will be learning 9.4. I'll do one thing. I'll just go and start one of this server here. All right, so server will take around a couple of minutes to come up. So meanwhile, let's come back again. So who should learn the cloud compute? Who should learn the Linux server administration? Like I said, if you're interested in any one of these things, my friend, it is mandatory for you to learn the administration. All right, it's mandatory for you to learn the Linux server administration. Okay, done. Now let us go a bit more deep into the session, and let us see what are the differences between a Linux server operating system and the Windows server operating system. Now, first of all, what is the operating system? We know this very well. I think, Linux and Windows, everything is the operating system. So any operating system, we say it is an interface between a user and the hardware, right? Operating system is the interface between the user and the hardware. And especially when you talk about the server operating system, see, this is your hardware. This is your OS. It can be Windows OS or it can be Linux OS. And on top of this operating system, actually, we are running our applications. Every application that you connected from the morning or yesterday or last month or last year or from day one, when you start using the computer, when you started using the internet, from day one, whenever you connect to any application, that application is actually running on a Windows server or on a Linux server. All right. So what is the application? Application can be a web application, a email application, a database application, a file application, or let's say Phone Pay, Google Pay, Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, Uber, WhatsApp. You're playing any game, everything comes under the application. So where it runs on top of your Windows or Linux server. If you go to internet, approximately 85% of the servers are running on Linux. Over the internet, approximately 85% of servers are running on the Linux operating system. That's a very big number, right? 85% is indeed a very big number. So that is the importance of your Linux server operating system. All right. Now, let us go a bit more deeper into this session and let us see features of the Linux operating system. Why, 85% of servers across the globe are using Linux operating system, Okay, let's see one by one. One of the main feature is actually it is your open source operating system. Now, what is the meaning of open source? Open source operating system means, you can take this operating system, you can make changes according to your requirement. You can modify the changes, you can modify your operating system. Okay, this is your open source. Coming to Windows Server operating system, whatever settings are available, whatever options are available, we just need to use only those options. We cannot make any changes inside our Windows Server operating system here, friends. But in Linux Server operating system, we have the option of modifying the Linux Server operating system. We have the option of changing everything inside the Linux Server operating system. All right. Now, hardware independent. Windows is also hardware independent. Linux is also hardware independent. Means you can simply install your Linux server operating system on any company's server. Companies like IBM, HP, Dell, Lenovo, Toshiba, Intel processors, AMD processors, Xeon processors. You can simply install your Linux server even on your desktop and in your laptop. It will run perfectly fine. This is one of the best feature in Linux. There are many features, but this is again a very simple and very good feature in our Linux server operating system. We can install it on any physical hardware. There are no restrictions here, my friend. There is no restriction like, you should installation only on so-and-so machine or only on so-and-so hardware. Nothing. You can literally install on any hardware. Okay. And multi-user, multitasking. Remember what we have discussed about multi-user and multitasking? Let me just come back again. Let's say this is your server, one server. To this one server, multiple people can connect. Let's say there is a user with the name Pooja. There is a user with the name Maria. There is a user with the name Fatima. Maria, Fatima, and Pooja. These three users are connected there. Maria can do some task here. Pooja can do some task. Maria can do some task. And Fatima can do some. So maybe they can do the same task or maybe they can do different task. See? They can do the same task or they can do the different task. So this is your multi-user and multitasking. Multi-user means many users are here. Multitasking means every user can perform different tasks. Pooja can open a, let's say process management console. Maria can open, let's say, data management console. Fatima can open disk management console. They all can work together on a single server without interrupting each other's work. This is your multi-user and multitasking. All right. And Linux is again CLI as well as GUI. Normally whenever you talk about Windows Server operating system, we feel Windows servers are GUI. Whenever you talk about the Linux server operating system, we feel Linux servers are CLI. This is what we know, right? See, Windows servers are GUI, Linux servers are CLI. This is correct up to some level. But my friend, Windows servers can be configured in CLI, Linux servers can be configured in GUI. But why they are so famous for CLI, Linux server? Because they work better in CLI actually. I repeat, Linux server operating systems works better on CLI. Windows server operating systems works better on GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, so these are some of the things, some of the very basic things we should know here, friends. Now, it says Linux server operating system is lightweight operating system. Now, what is the meaning of lightweight? Lightweight means, for example, if you take a laptop here, and in this laptop, if you install Windows 11 operating system, for Windows 11 operating system, at least you need 8 GB of RAM. How much? 8 GB of RAM. Now see here carefully, friends. Let's say you have a server here. In this server, you're installing RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, let's say 9.x version. You're installing the Linux server operating system, my friend. This Linux server operating system can work perfectly fine on 1 GB RAM. If you're having 1 plus 1, 2 GB RAM, then it's good. If you're having 2 plus 2, 4 GB RAM, then it is excellent. So this is your lightweight operating system. You can simply take, you can install this Linux operating system on any hardware and whatever configuration is there on it, you can simply install on that particular configuration. Do you see any computer or laptop or server today which is having 2 GB or less than 2 GB RAM? Obviously, no, right? We are at least using 4 GB, 8 GB RAM for sure in our laptops and desktops. So servers will get 32 GB, 64 GB and much more. All right. But once you go to cloud, in cloud, we can take servers with 1 GB, 2 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB, okay, 96 GB and more. But 1 GB, 2 GB RAMs are still available in cloud. But are they available in the physical network? Answer is no. They're not available in the physical networks. All right, friends, this is the way we need to install it and we can use it. So this is your lightweight operating system, very light in weight. And if you want to go with your Windows Server operating system, the latest Windows Server operating system is 2025. Again, for this 2025, it is 8 GB. This is much better. We need to start with 8 GB. But Linux Server 2 GB is more than enough. Got it, friends? Now, Linux Server operating system is available in multiple languages. Okay, Linux Server operating system is running on, it can be, configured and do administration by using multiple languages. In India also we have many languages, right? Like Bengali, Gujarati, Telugu, Tamil, okay, Hindi. So these languages we can use actually in our Linux servers as well. Normally, 99% cases we are not using them because, uh, when you go with a server, obviously it's a big company or a company where people can be working from different cultures and different cities and states and countries and continents. But still, the option is available. Like, for example, if you do Gulf, maybe they use Arabic. If you go to China, maybe they use Chinese. If you go to, let's say, uh, France, maybe they will use French. So Linux operating system is available in multiple languages. Okay. Okay, fine. There is a question here. It says like PUBG game is costing around 2 GB RAM. See here, Sai, when you say PUBG game is costing you 2 GB RAM, that is costing in your mobile phone actually. See, when I say 2 GB RAM is enough, we can install Linux operating system on 2 GB and we can use it. But if you're installing application, obviously we need to increase the resources. Okay, we need to increase the resources. Let's say there is a web server. Web server we can run perfectly fine on, let's say, 8 GB RAM. If you are having 8 GB RAM, you can easily use, you can configure web server. Or if you want to configure web server on a Windows machine, maybe you need to have 32 GB RAM. See the difference now, right? There is a clear difference available there. Okay, fine. So it is available in multiple languages as well as in CLI as well as GUI. Now, these are big actually. These features are very big. See what it says, compatible with latest technologies. So if I ask you a question, what are the latest technologies? You may say artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, and what else, data, big data, whatever it is. There are actually many technologies available, DevOps, cloud and everything. This Linux server operating system is literally, compatible with all the latest softwares, the latest updates, the latest tools, the latest technologies what we have. This makes again Linux such a powerful and such a widely used operating system. Any latest technology, you can easily use a technology on top of our Linux server operating system. All right. And we get updates regularly here. We get updates regularly every week, every 10 days, every 3 days. Whenever there is an update, you will get the update. Okay. Applications, it will support all the applications, web servers, email servers, file servers, database servers. Literally every application can be installed perfectly. Around 90% of web servers over the internet are running on Linux server operating system. This is such a big number, my friend. 90% of applications are running on Linux server operating system. Okay. Now, these are two very important points of virus free and security. Normally, people say you cannot get any virus in Linux server operating system. That's actually incorrect statement. You can get a virus in Linux server operating system But it's very rare, and it is possible if the administrator has not, configured the server very well, or if the administrator is not having perfect knowledge of the servers. Maybe in that case, virus can affect. But overall, in most of the cases, Linux is absolutely virus free, and it is having much better security compared to any other operating system. The default security is also much better. Okay, default security is also much better. Okay, so we have very less virus, and security is much better compared to the Microsoft Windows Server operating system. Now, if you go back to all the features what we have discussed here, friends, there is one thing which is not here. Let me just go back to that particular slide here. See, how to choose the operating system. Hardware compatibility. So we know Linux is compatible with every hardware. Software application availability. So we know Linux is available in every Linux can be installed for any application. Performance and speed. Linux is best in it. Security is best. Support is best. What about cost? Cost means how much money you need to pay. See, our friends, normally people say Linux is a free operating system. Windows, we need to pay money, and people say Linux is a free operating system. So if someone says Linux is a free operating system, they are not 100% correct, and maybe not 100% incorrect also. See, Linux is a free operating system. Today, what we can do, we can simply install the Linux operating system and we can start using it. I repeat, we can install the Linux operating system and we can simply start using our Linux operating system without any problem. But in case if you need support, what is meaning of support? Support means, there are certain configurations which maybe we cannot do, or there are certain configurations where we are stuck actually. So what we do in this case? In this case, we simply go and take support from the Red Hat team. So when you take the support from the Red Hat team, then we need to pay money. But installation of the Linux server operating system is absolutely free. Using of the Linux server operating system is absolutely free. No one will ask you a question like, why you're using the Linux operating system free for last 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. No, no one will ask you this question. It is absolutely free. But the thing is, when you need a support, we need to pay money. All right, this is your Linux server operating system features. So when you compare your Linux server operating system with Windows server operating system, there are plenty of advantages we have in Linux server operating system, which you may not get in Windows server operating system. I can say you can never get those options actually in the Windows server operating system. Okay, so these are some of the things we need to know and we need to learn about the Linux server operating systems. All right. Now, let's see a few more things. Chat box is always open here, friends. Whenever you have any questions or doubts, feel free to send your questions in chat box. All right. Now, these are your Linux most famous distributions. Okay. So normally people know about Red Hat Linux and people know about Ubuntu Linux. These are the two widely used Linux server operating systems we have across the globe, Red Hat and Ubuntu. Everything comes under the Linux distribution category. Okay, so under Red Hat, there is something called Fedora, CentOS. Under Debian, there is something called Ubuntu, Mint, SUSE is there with OpenSUSE, and there are many more different distributions available. There are some hundreds of distributions available. Hundreds of distributions since there are some hundreds of people who can provide you the Linux operating system. All right, there are a few more actually. See, there is something called Amazon Linux, Oracle Linux, Azure Linux, Kali Linux. Amazon, this company also design and develop their own Linux. Oracle people have their own Linux. Microsoft Azure, they design the Linux. Kali Linux is actually quite famous for, hacking and all these things. So there are different Linux distributions we have, friends. Linux is not only Red Hat Linux. There are many other distributions. But what is the best advantage or one of the best advantage we have in Linux? When you learn the Red Hat administration, RHEL, you can work on Ubuntu or Mint or OpenSUSE or CentOS or Amazon Linux or any other Linux operating system. The design, most of the commands, the configuration, it remains same. All right, they remain same. Some commands can here and there can be different, but overall the concept wise they look same. For example, if you go to some shopping mall, let's say there are two shopping malls available in your city. One is, let's say, ABC, another one is XYZ. See, if you know how to go to ABC shopping mall, like how to do shopping inside the ABC shopping mall, you can definitely do shopping in XYZ shopping mall also, right? But if you see ABC and XYZ shopping mall, will they be exactly same? Let's say in ABC shopping mall, there are, let's say, 7 floors. Do you see XYZ is also having 7 floors? Maybe. Maybe it is possible, right? Let's say the ABC shopping mall is spread in, let's say, 4 acres of land. Do you see XYZ is also spread in 4 acres of land? Maybe it is possible. All right. Let's say ABC shopping mall is having, let's say, 250 employees. XYZ shopping mall, maybe they are having 230 employees. So there can be some difference there, right? But if you know how to go into the ABC shopping mall, and if you know how to do shopping and pay the money, and where is a cafeteria, where is a playing area, where you can find the jeans, where you can find your, kids wear, where you can find the ladies wear, all these things will be similar in XYZ shopping mall also, but it cannot be same for everything, right? So if you know the Red Hat Linux server administration, friends, you can work on Amazon Linux, Oracle Linux, Kali Linux, Ubuntu Linux, Fedora Linux, OpenSUSE, Debian, and whatever other versions are available, you can easily work on it. And in case if you're not able to execute a particular command, okay, let me show you practically. Our server, hopefully it is ready by now. Yeah, server is up and ready. So let me just connect to this server. How to install the operating system, how to connect to the server, all these things we will see in coming classes. So as of now, my server is ready. We need to see how to install the OS as well. Done. So I'm inside the server now. If I say, let's say systemctl, see, I'm saying systemctl status. Systemctl status, let's say, crondy service. What it says here, systemctl status, service is running, active, it is enabled. You got some output there, right? Fine. Now, how to check the status in Ubuntu server? Let me just go to go to Google once. How to check service status in, let's say, Ubuntu. See here what it says. It shows you the same command here, systemctl command, right? In Ubuntu also it is showing you the same command. In Red Hat also it is showing you the same command. Okay. Can I say, let's say, clear here? It clears the screen. Can I use the same command in Ubuntu? Of course, I can use the same command in Ubuntu. Okay. If I say yum install something, let's say I'm just saying ABC. So yum is the command here. By using, I can do the installation. You can install some application. Now I'll just say how to install applications in Ubuntu. What it says here, apt get. See the difference here, friends. In Red Hat Linux server operating system, I'm using the command as yum. I'm using the command as yum, but in Ubuntu, I need to say apt. Let's say apt get. But here what it says command not found. So by using yum install, I can install any package here. By using apt get install, I can install any package in Ubuntu. So what I'm trying to show you here is in Red Hat server and in Ubuntu server, the work is same. We are installing applications, we are managing softwares, we are taking the backup, we are creating the files, we are deleting the files. Okay, we do all these activities there. Here also we do all the activities. So commands may look similar. Some commands can be different. So if you go with your Ubuntu server operating system and if you say yum install, let's say you're installing some service like, let's say, FTP. If we say yum install FTP, If the command is not working in the Ubuntu, it shows like the command is not available. So what you should do then, you just need to go to the Google and you just need to search what is the command to install this in Ubuntu. You will get your answer. That's it. Right? Yes, Gopi, exactly. Apt-get install the application name. Here, yum install the application name in Red Hat. Apt-get install the application name in Ubuntu. That is what I'm trying to show you here. So whether it is Windows, whether it is, Red Hat server or the Ubuntu server, our work as administrator will remain same. We need to manage our users. We need to manage our groups, data, backup, process management, disk management, all right, and application management. And we need to take care of our logs. This is what we have to do as a server administrator, whether your server is Red Hat, Ubuntu, or let's say Windows server as well. Every server, we have this similar responsibility. This is our responsibility. Resource management, process management, security, networking part, performance monitoring, data management, backup and recovery, managing the applications, and managing users, groups, okay? All these things we can do in the operating system. Okay, let me do one thing, friends. Why to worry? Let's go and check our the curriculum, the Linux Server Administration curriculum, where it shows you clearly what we are going to learn. All right, so this is what we are going to learn in the Linux Server Administration, friends. Let us wait few more seconds before it comes up. See, we are starting with all the basics and everything. Then, file system hierarchy. It will be similar in Linux server like Red Hat as well as in Ubuntu. Okay. Command line we need to learn. It will be similar in Linux, Red Hat, Linux, and Ubuntu. Okay. Creating files and directories will be similar in Red Hat and Ubuntu. Why I'm taking the names of Red Hat and Ubuntu? Because these are the two most famous server operating systems we have across the globe, Red Hat and Ubuntu. All right. And then copying, moving, renaming files, all these things. Let's go with the major things now. Soft link and hard link, user and group administration. All right. File and directory permission, one of the most important concept. Access control list, how we can provide security on our data. Disk management and file system, how we can, manage our data on the disk and how we can make partitions and all those things. Sudo, how we can allow a normal user to work as a administrator. This is actually one of the most important topics we have. When you join a company, you're not working as a senior administrator, you are working as a junior administrator, or let's say one of the administrator. So every day you will be using this sudo command. Okay, it is one topic. It may take at least two classes actually, or around two classes. So this is sudo that we will see. Okay, Red Hat package management, RPM and yum, how we can do the installation and all the other things. Process management, how we can check the process, how we can kill the process, how we can stop the process. Backup and restore, how we can take the backup of data, how we can restore the backup when needed. This is again a backbone of every company. Every administrator responsibility is to take the backup. So you just need to know how to take the backup and how to restore it. Job automations, again, literally every administrator or every server on the face of the earth, they are using this particular job automation. How we can, schedule our task, automate the task actually. At this particular time, this particular task should be automated. Some backup should be there, or some application should be installed, some application should be uninstalled, something. Normally we call it as, automations. Here we call it as cron jobs, or we call it as automations as well. So we can schedule a task, and at that particular task, this particular things can happen. All right. And then networking part will be there in the Linux server, how we can connect a server to the network, how we can access the server, how we can assign the IP address and all the other things. Then, there is a concept called NIC teaming. This makes our server work much better. Okay. Then we have some servers like DNS server, DHCP server, and some other things. So this is what you're going to learn in the Linux server administration. Let me just make things easier for you. You're learning many things. You're obviously learning many things. But friends, once you join a company, maybe your responsibility is on backup and restore. That's it. While learning, you're learning many things. But when you work in a company, you're not working on all the services. That's literally not possible. It is humanly not possible for you and me to work on all the services. That's completely false. See, for example, if I take an example of cricket, see, suppose if you go with, let's say, this shortest form of cricket, that is T20, there are 20 overs. Is it possible, like, one bowler can bowl all the 20 overs? That's not possible, right? There are at least 5 bowlers. Each can bowl up to like 4 overs. So it will be how much? 20. And in case if sixth is available, then maybe six bowler can share some, overs. So there is a team. In the team, every person has a responsibility. One person, can he play all 20 balls as a batsman? That's again not possible. So there are multiple batters available there. So our administration team is like a cricket team or a football team, where different jobs and different responsibilities will be available, and every person should fulfill those responsibilities. This is the concept, my friend. Every person should fulfill. So maybe your responsibility is backup and restore. Some other person responsibilities like automating jobs. Some other person responsibilities, let's say yum and dnf. Some other person responsibility is like managing the disk and the file system and everything. At the end of the day, he is the administrator, he is the administrator, he is the administrator. Maybe let's say she is the administrator. So everyone is working there as the administrator, and everyone is sharing some responsibility there. Okay, I always say this, learning is actually a bit difficult. Difficult in the sense because we are learning many things. Working will be super easy. Why it is super easy? Because you're working daily on one particular service only. That makes things more easier, right? But don't worry about learning. Actually, I'll try to make sure, like, learning will be as fun and as easy as, the working. I always say this, whenever you attend any technology, any classes, the classes should be like a web series. The web series will have 10 episodes or 15 episodes or 20 episodes. Have you ever seen any web series where first episode is not related to the second episode? Second episode is not related to the third episode? If there is a web series like this, it will not go well. It will be a flop web series. But if you want to watch a web series, first episode is obviously connected with second. Second is connected with third. Third is connected with fourth. In this way, you are getting more interest. If I just go and start watching from third episode, I cannot understand anything because something has already happened in second episode as well as in first episode. So the training or learning should be like a web series. If you're good in attending sessions every day, that is the only thing I'm expecting from your side. Everyday sessions will be there between 8 to 9. If you can come every day, I can say this with 100% guarantee, my friend, there is nothing in Linux server administration which can scare you. Normally people are afraid of learning Linux because they feel like everything is commands, commands, commands. My friend, everything is command here, and that makes Linux such a useful operating system. That makes Linux such a secure operating system. That makes Linux such a easy to use operating systems. Commands are not difficult, my friend. From day one, when we started using our computers, from day one, we are using this graphical interface, right? Like, right click, go and say new and create a folder or a file or a document and something like this. But in Linux here, my friend, everything is command, and I'll make sure you simply like your commands. You simply enjoy your commands here. So although Linux is a CLI operating system, but it is best in CLI only, not in graphics. Okay. And if I say cat etc/os release, can you see here we are learning a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.4 version. 9.4 version. This is one of the latest versions we have. All right. And don't worry, like, such a big output is here. Don't worry about this output. We just need to know what we need to say from this particular output. Okay. For example, if I say ls-l, see, this is a command ls-l. So every day we are not looking at the complete output here. We just need to know, like, okay, this output may be someday, this output may be someday, this output may be someday, or maybe this particular output. So it depends on the requirement, like what exactly you're looking for in this particular operating system. So Linux is a CLA operating system. And like I said to my friend, that makes things more easier for you to learn. The day when you realize in IT, any administration, cloud or DevOps or cyber security, server administration, security administration, ethical hacking, anything, the day when you realize or the day when you accept that, commands are much better than graphics, I always say this, that is the day actually you have already succeeded in your career. So don't worry about commands and everything. They are super easy if you follow certain basic rules and regulations. Nothing. We are not executing any command which does not exist. For example, if I say ls, what it says, command not found. If I say ls, it shows me some output. Say capital letter is not allowed, small letter is allowed. Basic stuff, right? So we just need to make sure like we need to understand things perfectly. Okay, there is a question here. Will you cover kernel version upgrade and downgrade also? Wow, that's a very big question, Gopi. But things will not be so, advanced here. We are learning from very basics from the scratch level. Obviously, we'll go up to the advanced level. But in any technology, my friend, no one can say like, okay, this is the end. Things will move, things will change, things will like, update or upgrade every time. So kernel version upgrade, maybe no. There are many other things we need to learn. Hopefully, we are learning those things in the best and perfect way possible. But coming to your question, no. I have already shared the syllabus. So whatever is there in the syllabus, we just need to go through that syllabus only. All right. Let me just tell you one more thing here. This is your Linux server administration. And next week, I'll be starting Amazon Web Services also. It will be at 9 p.m. Linux server administration between, let's say, 8 to 9 p.m. And Amazon Web Services will be between 9 to 10 p.m. So in case if you're interested in both the courses, then you can just finish both the courses in next 50 days maximum, because around 45 days we need for AWS, around 35 to 37 days we need for Linux administration. So this is July, right? So by the end of August, hopefully, you'll be done with both the courses. So in case if you're interested in both the courses, you may get some offer there actually. So just try to talk about this with your management. I think they've already shared the numbers with you in the chat box. Yeah, some numbers are already shared here. So let me just copy the numbers for you again.
Good evening, sir. Nitin this side. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, Nitin.
Yeah, sir. One thing that I actually inquired for the same thing as I'm having my interest actually in cloud also this AWS, but Institute DurgaSoft team told me that at present only Linux by you is there, and at present there is no plan for AWS.
No, AWS is there. Actually, maybe they have not updated their information. The call center department, but AWS is there. AWS will start from 9 to 10 p.m. Most probably next week, I'll start this particular class. This is the last Linux batch for me in Linux in DurgaSoft as of now. And this will be the last AWS batch for me in DurgaSoft. These are the two last batches I need to start, because already some people have taken admission before. They're not here today, so hopefully they will join from tomorrow. So I will have a batch for sure
Yeah, but I
at
was asked, okay, then I'll ask again them tomorrow because they have not given me any link for registration, and even there in their portal also, there is no option. Normally we have this durgasoft.com, that portal through which I
No,
got the
no, no.
information of.
Yeah, AWS, maybe the portal info in that portal, the AWS batch is not yet added because I have not, announced the date. Once I say the date, time will be 9 to 10 p.m. only. But once I say the date, they will update in that portal. They will update in that website.
Sure, sir. I'll coordinate with them.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
So, Anand Mishra, actually CCNA, I have already started couple of weeks before. That is between 7 to 8 p.m. I don't think I have any other CCNA batch. I don't think I'll be starting any other CCNA batch right now in DurgaSoft. I don't know if I can come back or what, but I have some other commitments actually. Yeah, Gulshan, please go ahead. You have the option of muting and unmuting. We are done with the session. So if you have any other questions or queries,
Hello,
okay,
sir. Good evening.
good evening.
My question was like for this Linux administration batch. So like I'm first time here in DurgaSoft. What I wanted to know is I'm actually trying to prepare for like 2 years now for the RSA exam, and it's been 2 times that my voucher has expired and I have purchased a new one. So I just wanted to just reconfirm with you like all the topics which are outlined in the system admin exam for like there was some kind of scripting and something all that stuff, so would will be covered in this classes?
Okay, you stay in which city, Gulshan?
Pune.
Pune. All right, Pune is a big city, so you'll definitely have a examination center there. Listen
Yes.
carefully, friends. Whenever you go with any course, actually any IT course, it can be Linux servers or Windows servers, CCNA, cloud computing, cyber security, or anything. There are two ways to learn a course. One way is you should learn the administration, and the second way is you should go with the official syllabus. Official syllabus is a bit different for every course. No one will teach you official course, or I can say 90 to 95% cases, you will not get the official course. You will get the administration course. So our course is actually the administration. Here we are preparing everyone to understand the Linux server administration, face the interviews, get a job and work. This is the actual course main motto. Okay, wherever you
Okay.
go, majorly it will be like this. But coming to
Okay.
the official syllabus, when you should go with the official syllabus, when you're planning to go with your exam. Especially
Yeah.
Linux server administration exam is a bit different. For example, if you do like, CCNA with me, you can just go
Okay.
with CCNA and you can write the exam. If you go with AWS, you can go with the AWS exam directly. These are different things. But coming to the Linux administration, my friend, if you want to write the examination, first of all, they will ask you to take some, voucher that's you have
Yes.
already taken and it expired, like you said. And the
Yeah.
second thing is they will ask you to take the training in that particular center only.
Okay.
Red Hat authorized centers will be there. So there's a reason I ask you about the city, because if you're somewhere from, let's say, majorly small city, maybe the examination center will not be there. But a city like Pune, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, okay, all these cities will definitely have the examination center. So you should go and first contact the examination center if they are offering you the exam with
Mm-hmm.
training. That
Okay.
makes things easier for you. Here we are
Okay.
learning only the administration where you can understand the technology, learn the technology, and you can
Mm-hmm.
face the interviews and get a job. But coming to the exam, especially for the Linux server administration exam, the
Mm-hmm.
best way is you need to simply contact the authorized centers. There you can go and write the
Mm-hmm.
exam. Linux is a
Okay.
bit difficult. That is the reason it is such a demanding, certificate actually. CCNA exam, I have seen many people without
Mm-hmm.
learning CCNA course, they have passed the CCNA exam. The reason is in CCNA exam or any other exam, actually, we have something called dumps.
Yeah.
Okay, examination dumps. I think in Linux also now we have examination dumps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need to prepare the dumps and we need to go for the exam. So whenever people come for any of my demos actually on any other technology as well, I always say this, we are learning the administration here, we are learning the concept, technology, we are preparing ourselves for interviews and jobs and everything. Exam
Mm-hmm.
is a different ball game. Other
Mm-hmm.
certifications like Microsoft, Cisco, Amazon, HP, Citrix, these certifications are much more easier. Coming to Linux, actually, in the examination, official Linux people will come and they will be
Yeah.
there with you in the examination center.
Mm-hmm.
So there is nothing like, help or support. Nothing is there for Linux. That's the reason it is a very, valuable certificate. And I can say one more thing here. I have trained many people, actually, friends, who already did Linux administration certification, but they came for the course. You know the reason? When you go with the training in those centers, they are training you in some different way. They feel like the person who is coming for the first day, he is already working for last 3 years. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the case actually, right? Many people are freshers. 99% people are freshers. So you simply cannot treat every person equally. Starting from very basics, then moving into the intermediate level, then to the advanced level is actually the way you should learn something. But these people, they just try to train on the advanced part. And they just try to give
Mm-hmm.
some dumps and they will say, prepare the dumps. These questions will come in the examination and you just pass the examination.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. That's the way it
Okay.
goes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Hi, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
so if you don't have commitments here, where will you be teaching, sir, for CCNA new batch?
Uh, wow, that's a very heavy question, my friend. I'm not sure I can say something like this here, but
Okay.
maybe I'm having some other plans actually, because I remember before 2000, before COVID actually, I used to run my own institute, working in institute and some other things actually. I used to do something else. Okay, it was fine, but after COVID, things have changed. Offline classes have reduced actually, and everything is coming on online. And the other thing is, it's a trend now that people are not looking for institutes, they're actually looking for trainers. So maybe I will be, launching. I already shared this with many people. I'm planning to go with, let's say, Windows servers, networking, server administration in Linux, cloud, that is AWS and Azure, and cloud security and cyber security. This is my, these are my expertise actually, 5, 6 technologies or 5, 6 courses. So hopefully somewhere on Instagram, YouTube, and some other places I'll be available. But right now, I'm very sorry I can't share right now here, but I'll be available somewhere there.
Okay, sir. Sir, and your full name, sir, like normally.
My full name?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shakeel means handsome actually. Aman means actually peace. So that's my name. Anyhow.
We will find in Instagram, right, sir, with that,
Uh,
or anywhere
yeah.
that's the reason I asked something.
Okay. Maybe you can find me somewhere on Instagram by some other. You'll find with my name only. Obviously, Shakeel.
Okay.
That's my identity. I can't change my identity.
Okay.
So with this identity, it will be okay. Let me just add a mail address here in chat box. It will be Shakeel Cloud. And then I'll just try to add something else. Shakeel Cloud and the number what I have written there @gmail.com. That will be my mail ID. That is actually the mail ID I'm using for last many years. Yeah, Ramesh, VMware also virtualization. I've already taken many classes on VMware, vSphere, ESXi servers. I'm not sure if I will go with that, virtualization technology, because it's actually still in demand. People feel like, okay, cloud came, just try to remove one perception actually. Normally people feel because of cloud, the jobs on Windows servers, Linux servers, networking, that is CCN, actually have been reduced. I just want to say one thing in a friendly way, my friend. If you want to start your career in the best way possible, just try to learn these 3 courses, my friend. There are plenty of jobs available, and this is one of the easiest way to get into the IT. So without going through these 3 courses, people try to go and learn, let's say cloud, or let's say DevOps, and let's say, cyber security. They feel like, okay, these are trending. Obviously, they are trending, but the base of DevOps, cloud, and cyber security is CCNA, that is networking, Linux server administration, and Windows server administration. If you want to get easy job, if I can say like this, easy job, if you want to start your career with, less burden, just try to go with these 3 things first. Hopefully, by the end of, let's say, 27, you will be somewhere here. Then your career will take, good growth. People who start directly in cybersecurity, cloud, or DevOps within next couple of years, they are exhausted actually, because they need to learn many basics. There are plenty of examples I can take from my current batches or the previous batches I have completed. People who are working on DevOps, they come and learn the CCNA, that is the networking part, my friend. This is not the way. You should not go reverse. You should start from where we should start, let's say Windows and Linux and CS, and then you should go the upwards direction, right? But normally people feel like, okay, let's start directly with DevOps. They may get a job due to some reference and some other things. And then, once they start working, they cannot understand anything what is happening in there. Like, the IP addressing part, the networking part, the protocols, the OS reference models, TCP IP protocols, each and everything will be covered in CCNA. So my best suggestion is, anyhow, you're in the Linux server administration session now. A simple personal friendly suggestion is try to learn these three. See, you're not making a career for next, let's say, 1 year, 18 months and so, right? You're making a career for next 15, 20 years. So if you want to make a career for next 15, 20 years, you just need to start from this place, and then it's up to you like where you want to move.
So what
Okay,
are those courses?
once
3 courses?
Windows Server Administration, Linux Server Administration, and the networking part. CCNA, router and switch. These are the 3 courses. Okay, once you
Sir, can
finish,
you share one time syllabus, sir? Actually, I joined very late.
okay, I'll just share within a minute, my friend. But
Yeah, sure.
once you finish this particular course, you can get around, let's say, 2.5 years of experience. And if you just follow some more things, what I'll ask you to do in classroom, you can easily go up to 3 years. You should not put more than 3 years of experience in your resume in case if you're not having the experience. If you're having the experience of 7 years, you have to put 7 years for sure. But maybe you're in some other field right now, let's say in sales or let's say in accounts, maybe a programmer, maybe into marketing or any XYZ field. So if you're planning to change your career path and if you want to go into this, administration part, servers and networks and cloud and all those things, do not put more than 2.5 years of experience. Company will expect a lot from you. Maybe, some cases people can crack the interviews. Interviews are majorly the oral questions, right? They can crack the interviews, but once they start working, things will be a bit difficult for them, my friend. So better not to put more than 2.5 years of experience. Okay, the syllabus is like this. Management will share all the syllabus with you on your mail ID as well as the WhatsApp number, what you have shared with them.
Sir,
But
this course
let me
will be
just,
only, sir, this course will be only of Linux, right? And CCNA not, and no, and AWS you have separate courses going on.
exactly. This is only for Linux. 8 to 9 is only for Linux administration. AWS will be 9 to 10, hopefully next week. CCNA already started last week, so I don't think there is any chance for CCNA now because it's already, I think I have taken 10 classes and 9 to 10 classes. All right, so this is the syllabus here, friends. So hopefully management will share all the details with you regarding the syllabus. You can just go through each and every topic there. And if you have any doubt, tomorrow is also, I think, a demo. I'm not sure what is the
Sir, the 9-10 classes you completed for CCNA. So that course is only for CCNA, right?
9 to 10.
Uh, Classes has been completed for CCNA, correct, sir?
Yeah, it's only for CCNA. That's only
So
9 to
if I'm okay with those 9 classes because videos will be getting to me. So am I be able to enroll with that?
Yeah, if you feel like you can, see, actually in CCNA, let me just, clear everything first. In CCNA, there are 4 modules. One is IP addressing module. Second one is your router module. Third one is your, I'll go with firewall actually. And the fourth one is your switch. I've just completed my IP addressing module. Tomorrow I'll be starting the router module. So if you're okay with, the revision you can do, then hopefully you can join from tomorrow. But for that, you need to have some basic knowledge actually. I'm not sure if you're a fresher or if you already have some experience in this networking field. So IP addressing is actually a pretty heavy topic, heavy in the sense that it's all about numbers. So if you're okay with it, you can take the recorded sessions and from tomorrow you can come for the router classes.
So timing is 9 to 10, sir.
9 to 10, sorry, come again. What is 9 to 10?
So what's the timing for CCNA, sir?
CCNA timing is 7 to 8 p.m. And 8 to 9, it is Linux server administration. And probably for next week, I'll be starting AWS. So there will be some days actually where you are coming for 3 classes, but then within next 3 weeks I'll complete my CCNA, right? Then you are coming only for 8 to 9 and 9 to 10 in case if you're interested in all the 3 courses. That was a package actually till last week, but right now I'm not going to start any other CCNA. So we are just introducing this separately. And in case if you want to come in this package, Linux and let's say AWS, both the courses, instead of 10, maybe they can offer you this particular course in, let's say, 6,999 only. If you are planning to come in both the courses, Linux and AWS, they can offer you this course, this 2 courses actually in 6,999. All right. Okay, I just want to say thanks for all your questions. Actually, it's actually fun when I get questions in every session because questions will make sessions more interesting. More interactions will be there, more interesting topics will come. Anyway, I just want to say one thing. If you want to succeed in your career, there are very basic rules we need to follow. Try to learn the technologies the way the technologies are designed. We should not learn the technologies according to the market trend. Like if I go to Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, I may see something is trending today. Let's say, yesterday there was a cricket match, right? There were 2 bowlers who were trending from yesterday. But you just need to see the complete 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and all these things. So when I started my career in 2007-8, when I started learning actually, Windows Server, Linux Server, and CCNA was the best way to start the career. Now today, 2025, this is the best way to start the career. In 2035, if someone is coming and asking you like from where they should start, in 2035, you will be saying like learn the Windows Server part, Linux Server part, and the networking part. Try to get a job there. In CCNA, you can see people working for next 12, 20, 30, 50 years. Linux Server Administration, you can make your complete career there. It's not like you're learning only basics here or basics here. It's a complete career path. But still, in case if you want to move into something else like cloud, DevOps, and cybersecurity and something else, still you need to start learning from here. Okay, so before I close this session, I just want to say one thing. Just try to learn the technologies what are already there, like Windows servers, Linux servers, and CCNA, and then go with all the other things. Because once you go to cloud, so if you want to go with DevOps, cloud is mandatory. If you want to go with cybersecurity, Linux and networking is mandatory. If you want to go with cloud security, Linux and cloud and the CCNA part is mandatory. So please do not skip your Linux and CCNA, the networking part. You should not skip your Linux server administration and CCNA. You should never skip it. If you are skipping it and if you're trying to go with the other technologies, you are confused there. Instead of learning a technology in 3 months, you cannot learn the same technology in 1 year also, my friend. All right, fine. I'm here for 30 more seconds. Anything else we will see, or else we can stop the session for today. And tomorrow, hopefully, we will see more about Linux server administration, and then we will see the installation part. All right.
So, sir, CCNA started or we are going to start? No.
No, CCN already started actually, Akash.
Okay.
It's been there going for last 2 weeks. So right now it is only Linux server administration.
So with this Linux, CCNA, and AWS, is there any package, sir, for that one?
There was a package, my friend, but right now I'm not starting any new CCNA batch, right? So the package is only for Linux plus AWS.
No, with the current one, if I want to go get managed with the recording, so with the current one, can we go,
Yeah,
sir? I mean,
you will definitely get a good package there as well.
okay.
So, sir, it will be Linux admin plus AWS and also Windows Server.
Windows servers, I'll do one thing. I have some previous recorded sessions actually, so I'll share those recorded sessions with you. It will not be live classes here. I have Windows Server 2016 recorded sessions. So these are my sessions, so I'll be sharing my sessions with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, actually, I have like 7 years of experience into service desk. uh, like the incident management, change management, basic type. So can I like after the course and certificate and everything, can I just put in the Linux and Windows experience over there in place of service desk?
Exactly. But try to put only 3 to 4 years of experience. How you manage it's up to you, but try to put 3 to 4 years of experience. Let me just tell you the similarities between Windows and Linux. Uh, the concept wise, they look same. For example, if you're learning user administration in Linux, you learn user administration in Windows. If you learn, file management in Linux, you learn file management in Windows. You learn DNS in Linux, you learn DNS in Windows. If you learn DHCP in Linux, you learn DHCP in Windows. So theoretically, they majorly are same. The same services are the same, sort of, topics we need to learn. Practically, they are different. But still, whatever experience you have, like I said to you before, don't try to put more than 3 years of experience there. So after getting the Linux server administration certificate, also RSCA, whatever you are applying for, do not
Mhm.
try to go with more than 3 or 3.5 years of experience.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, because like the Linux admin course that you have outlined and what the certification demands, so I'm actually not about the dumps and all, but the whatever what you have outlined, it is somewhat matching to it. I just had one kind of a query, like if you, for in your knowledge, would scripting come in picture while in real life while working in real life for Linux or in exam, like scripting, like Linux scripting? What I have heard is
In Linux, we call it as actually
shell
shell
scripting.
scripting. You know why people there is a set of people actually who come into this field to learn cloud and cyber security and networking and all those things. That group is actually who hates programming. They're not
Yeah,
into like, commands and all the other things. And, programming is something where we use many special characters and all these things, right? But, my
yeah,
friend, there will be a day in their life when they need to
yeah,
learn some scripting.
yeah. That's right, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So for you also, if you're applying for a job with 3, 4 years of experience, shell scripting or Python or whatever things you need to put at least one scripting language there for sure. If you're a cloud administrator with 4, 5 years of experience, you will definitely learn scripting. If you're a DevOps engineer, you will definitely learn scripting. If you're a cybersecurity expert or into networking, you will definitely learn scripting and you have to put scripting there. As of now, many people are freshers here. So if I say you need to learn scripting, then it's something like putting a lot of burden on them.
Yes,
it's
right, sir.
it's not so easy. But after 3, 4, 5 years of experience, see, how we work actually, we as humans. See, suppose after 4 years I'm getting, let's say, 12 lakhs per annum. Some other person is getting 8 lakhs per annum. I just want to know, like, why he is getting 18 lakhs per annum, right? Why he is getting
Yes.
6 lakhs more? There are some differences. So those differences we'll just try to cover then. So scripting, maybe we cannot learn in 1 month. If I feel like it is a bit difficult, I cannot learn in 1 month. But what about 3 months? Right?
Okay,
So
sir.
there's the plan. So scripting for you, if you're applying for a job with 3, 4 years of experience, scripting is okay. You need to add some scripting there. But the others here, freshers actually, no need to worry about scripting as of now. No one will ask you about scripting today. So after 3, 4 years in your career, you will definitely learn scripting for sure. At least one scripting language you will learn.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right. So that's it for the day, friends. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll go with the installation part of the Linux server and let's see how things will work out. And then we'll just try to continue with our sessions.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir, for your time.
Yeah. Thanks for coming and thanks for staying here for so long. Thanks again. Good luck. And let's see what we do tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.